All right, it says we're live, so we're going live. All right, so we're taking a look at the box office this week. I have a feeling that it's not going to look good, but I also want to talk about the idea that our summer blockbuster's dead. That seems to be an idea that's circulating a lot this particular summer. And, it's kind of a good question to ask while looking at these numbers. So let's pull up Box Office Mojo right now. Thank you, Amazon, for the ads. All right, the latest weekend. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is already looking pretty grim because, of course, now the lawn mowing people have to be zipping by right about now. Isn't that fantastic? I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they are here. Anyways, this is bleak in the sense that Indiana Jones, expected to be a pretty big seller, and it is currently losing to, Insidious: The Red Door, which, if you don't know, is I think it's the fourth or fifth film in the Insidious series, and it's, another low-budget horror series. And so, congratulations to the Insidious folk. That's actually, let's see what the budget is, but their horror films tend to be pretty low budget. Oh, you're not going to show me the budget? Oh, I know you have this information. Oh, well, but either way. Oh, and it's at probably 3/4 of the theaters that Indiana Jones is being shown at. Let's see. Yeah. So Insidious is at a little over 1,000 less theaters in the world right now. And, yeah, it's still beating Indiana Jones, which... All right, so again, it's like I've said before, $250 million is not a small sum of money. But I'm willing to bet that this movie cost that much to make, let alone to market. And so, they're gonna be lucky if this breaks even, I think. And that's brutal. Again, congratulations to the Insidious folk, because being able to dethrone Indiana Jones is not something that a lot of movies have been able to say. I don't know if we want to get into the main topic just yet, but... Well, what is Sound of Freedom? That doesn't ring a bell with me. Okay, sounds like a generic action movie plot. Oh, it's a biography? Oh, well, that's neat. Probably targeted Independence Day in the U.S. Well, good for them. Happy for them. Never heard of it. Sorry. But looking at the rest of this, top weekend chart of this past weekend, I think we can just go right into our main topic of our summer blockbusters dead. And there is a strong argument for it, honestly. I understand why people are thinking it, because, well... There's a lot of movies that came out this summer where they are just not doing well at all. Like Indiana Jones is not even the first flop of this summer. I think we already talked about The Flash, which is right here. Yeah, so and I don't think that's maybe up another 10 million from last week when we checked in on it. So yeah, that would be considered a flop for sure. Guardians of the Galaxy, it couldn't have flopped. It probably did really well. Yeah, it did really well. Again, not in the $1 billion club, but I'd say it probably made some of its money back. But we're looking at, like, everyone was talking about Flash and Elemental. What's Transformers: Rise of the Beast doing? I forget. Okay, like it's not bad. If they reined in the budget compared to the other Transformers movies, they might have a shot. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't think anyone particularly liked Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, so it's gonna be hard to tell there. And then there's Elemental, which, if I didn't know any better, I swear is higher this week. Maybe people heard that it was flopping and wanted to go see. Okay. I'm going to be very interested to compare Elemental to Indiana Jones next week because they're not that far off. And Elemental, yeah, Indiana Jones is just behind it, and Elemental has had many, many weeks, but Elemental also probably costs a lot less to make. Okay, but anyways, how's The Little Mermaid doing? It's still on the charts. Okay, then it's probably in the green now. The reports that I heard is that it took about 250 million to make, and they marketed it like really hard. They paid $10 million for the Oscar spot at this past year's Oscars. Uh, Plenty of marketing materials, plenty of ad spots. Yeah, so this is probably in the green now, but again, I might make a video on how all of this is very opaque and hard to know for sure. If you're interested in that video, let me know. But so are Blockbusters dead? I understand where people are coming from, but I think this is just a particularly bad summer. I think 2023 is going to be remembered as pretty bad for Hollywood, even aside from this. The writers are still on strike, certainly a black mark on the industry for sure. And as of the time of this writing, SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Union, is still in active negotiations, so they might be able to reach an agreement, but I think there's a very real chance that they could go on strike as well. And when you have writers and actors going on strike, production, there's very few, no big project production with SAG actors is going to continue without actors. It's just not going to happen. And so maybe negotiations will go better for SAG because, the Hollywood folks, the executives, they kind of know that they need actors. And I've heard a few comments about, they'll just go with unknown actors to replace any SAG ones. And it's like, well, that wouldn't look good because people, both on the business side and on the audience side, people love their movie stars. On the business side, movie stars are the ones who kind of get people in the door to see a movie for the most part. Marvel is trying to change that for sure, but I don't think it's quite there yet. And people love movie stars because they love seeing familiar faces. They love following these stars. They love following their brands, all that kind of stuff. Man, I've really gone off on a side tangent, haven't I? But yes, 2023. Gonna be a bad year for Hollywood. I don't see that slowing down. I see that continuing, and I really don't know how it's gonna get better. The only two big tentpole films that I can think of, at least superhero movie-wise, are the Marvels, the next Marvel movie, and maybe Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2 is still supposed to be coming out this fall, and yet we haven't gotten a real trailer or anything of it. The Marvels, we've gotten a teaser, but I've heard vague rumblings that both of them are in post-production. They're having some troubles in post right now, which means they're trying to rework the films into something better than what the test audiences experienced. because they do that a lot with these tentpole films. They want to make sure that they succeed. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough year. But back to the main point. Are blockbusters dead? No. This is just a very, very, very bad year. I think the stronger argument would be when, 2-3 years ago, when movie theaters were basically on the brink of collapse, and they still are. But we've seen them bounce back. I still remember, 2021, when Godzilla vs. Kong came out in March, and is like, you know what, sure, it wasn't a box office, it wasn't a summer blockbuster, but it was one of the first movies to be a success in the box office since the start of, 2020. And I think the conditions that it succeeded in were far worse than the conditions that we currently face. So I don't think the blockbusters are dead. Also, we already looked at Guardians of the Galaxy, but let's look at Across the Spider-Verse, where it's not like there's no successes. It's not like there's no successes, and there's still a whole summer left to have more. Yeah, see, 642 million and counting, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And then for the rest of July, I think the two big ones that I remember, actually, let's see. Cancel. Yeah, we got Mission Impossible 7 coming. We got a lot of stuff coming. Why they're releasing, I don't know. Oppenheimer. Yes, Christopher Nolan's next movie. I'm not sure if this is going to be a box office success, but, people like counting out Christopher Nolan on a lot of things, and at this point, I think it'd be foolish to bet against him now. This movie has a stacked cast. It's got a 3-hour runtime, which is a choice. I don't like how movies are skewing towards being longer, but here we are. But yeah, probably going to be good. I don't know if it's going to make a lot of money, but it's probably going to be very good. At the very least, I want to see him detonate a small nuke rather than use special effects for the atom bomb. At least that's the rumor. Who knows? But then there's then there's this. Then there is the flippin' Barbie movie, which I know this might sound silly, but ever since I saw the trailer for this movie, and once I found out who the director was, and I looked at how stacked the cast was, I've been like, this has a shot. As silly as that may sound, the Barbie movie might actually be a smash hit. I really don't like how they seem to can't pick a genre. Adventure, comedy, fantasy, romance, it probably is all of those things. But Greta Gerwig, who directed this movie, she directed Lady Bird, which was one of the Oscar Best Picture nominated films when I was living in while I was living in LA. Sometimes you just need a little Diet Coke. She directed Lady Bird, and I made it a point that year to see all of the Best Picture nominees, and Lady Bird was my pick for film of that year. Did it win? No, but it was a darn good movie. And she had another movie that came out between that one and this one, and honestly, I don't remember it. But Barbie movie is next, and I saw in the news that she was recently signed on to make the next batch of Narnia movies, which I gotta say, I'm excited for that too. But back to Barbie. Actually, let's just zoom back out. Because we have Barbie, Oppenheimer. That's right, and the Haunted Mansion is coming out. That has potential. that has potential to be a huge success. Mutant Mayhem, I don't think that's going to be a hit, but I think it'll do well enough. Oh, the Meg 2. This is a movie that I'm going to see the weekend it comes out. I the first one is a perfect example of just monster action cheese, and I love it. But yeah, so we do have potential for the rest of the summer in terms of movies that can make some money. And so I think our blockbusters, summer blockbusters, I think in the past conversation, it'll be an ongoing conversation for sure, but I don't think it has strong legs, at least not yet. This is also like this is this is a pretty packed summer blockbuster season. At least I think so. Like there's a lot going on this summer. Kind of surprises me that the movie studios didn't spread their releases more. You would think that rather than compete with like Across the Spider-Verse or Indiana Jones or like all these tentpole films, you would think they'd spread them out more. That way, they had a better chance of wrangling in an audience. But no, they all just decided to pack them in within a few months. Whatever. They get paid plenty of money to make those decisions, and maybe they earned it. Maybe they know something I don't, which is entirely possible. Whew. Yeah. Let's get Terrifier off the screen. That movie lives up to its reputation, I believe. Let's go back to just the latest weekend. I'm actually kind of surprised that No Hard Feelings is on here. 67 million, okay. But it probably wasn't a tremendous budget. Like it maybe had 30 to 40 million budget. I wouldn't be surprised if that is well in the green. But I don't know. Oh God, and I even forgot all about Fast X. How's that doing? Oh, okay. It's doing good, but for these Fast and Furious movies are expected to be part of the $1 billion club as well, and it's not gonna make it. Whatever. I'm just waiting for this to come out on streaming so that I can watch it. I skipped it at the theater, honestly. Well, I think that is what I have for this week. Uh, yeah, still trying to nail down a format for these live streams and make sure there are minimal technical issues. Last time the microphone just did not work, and I think this one worked just fine. But if you have any feedback, if you have any ideas, anything you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed what you saw, get subscribed because I'm doing these every Monday for, we'll see. We'll see how long I do them. I want to see if the idea has legs. But yeah. Thank you all for watching.